Well, let's start with saying that we need a new paradigm of funding mechanisms for gene therapies, because we have a healthcare system that's built around chronic management of disease, including chronic drug therapies where those therapies exist. The promise of gene therapy is not only quantum leap advancement potentially over existing standard of care, but with a one-time treatment. And that one-time treatment is expected to come along with a relatively high price tag relative to chronic therapies. So payers need to be thinking about how to fund and finance those purchases, and innovators like BioMarin need to think about bringing innovative new payment models that fit the needs and preferences of those payers. Ideally, these mechanisms would address all stakeholders' needs, stakeholders including patients, patient advocates, providers, payer systems, and innovators like BioMarin. Let's start with the goal of allowing access to these new therapies for patients and agree that that's the overarching goal. Beyond that, all stakeholders are concerned about clinical benefit, including clinical effect size, safety, and the durability of effect. Now, as I mentioned, payers will be interested in budget impact, and so short-term budget impact associated with purchase and potential financing to address that budget impact, and also the potential savings over time, so a positive long-term impact. Everybody is interested in return on investment. For the healthcare system, that return on investment would be better patient outcomes and potential better economics. And for innovators like BioMarin, we seek a return on our investment in risky development programs, largely so that we can go back and develop new programs. So the first step in addressing pricing is to establish a value framework. In other words, how do we establish the value of a therapy? And we believe that we start that equation by addressing the degree of unmet medical need. So the higher the unmet medical need with the target disease, the higher the potential value of the gene therapy. And then we break the value of that gene therapy into three different components, starting with clinical effect. And clinical effect is really clinical effect size, it's also safety, and it's durability of the clinical effect. Durability is an important issue, because with a one-time treatment, there's an expectation that an effect will last over time. It is yet to be established, because we haven't had that much time to work with these therapies, whether they'll last a lifetime, 10 years, 2 years, or maybe variable by program. After that, we should seek to measure and establish improvements of quality of life. And finally, for some programs like our Valrox program for hemophilia A, there could be substantial savings and cost offsets to the healthcare system over time. Now, it's important to think about a value framework for certain gene therapies where they're not economic cost offsets, and to be able to value those programs on the clinical and quality of life benefits against a high unmet medical need. We need to set that expectation that gene therapies aren't just about saving money to the healthcare system.